Hi, welcome to another YouTube video. As promised in my previous video on Microsoft Teams, I said that I will do a little bit of accessibility around Zoom, which is a very popular video chat type program at the moment, as well as Teams. Now I've actually used Zoom a little bit more than Teams recently. I've had a few meetings and we had a bit of a fun sort of team quiz the other night, which worked really well. In some ways, I find it a lot easier to set up. Although if you've got Teams, chances are you've been set up with through the educational establishment or business anyway, and so you're laughing really. There's not really much you need to do. Zoom's along fairly similar lines. You can use it for video chatting, you can use it for sheets, screen sharing, that sort of thing, setting up meetings, that sort of thing. So I'm just using the basic free version of Zoom. Obviously, in similar way to Microsoft Teams, you can purchase and sort of buy it in for businesses and get a few more settings and various other bits and pieces as well. So one of the things I was hoping to show you, which unfortunately probably can't because it's an additional extra purchase, is closed captions in Zoom team meetings. But I'll just tell you about them anyway. So if you do need to use subtitles in a Zoom meeting, basically you need to have a third-party closed caption service, which usually comes at an extra cost, unfortunately. You also need to have rooms for Zoom, which is an additional purchase as well. The other thing you can do though is if you have a meeting with several people, you can actually assign somebody within that meeting to live type and add closed captions as people are speaking, which I'd imagine would be quite a tricky thing to do actually. I mean, I'm quite a quick typist, but I'd only be able to sort of get sort of the notes and things, especially if lots of people are talking and saying an awful lot of information at once. So probably what I would suggest using, if you needed that, would be something like Google Live Transcribe, which I've done another video on my YouTube channel, which is worth having a look at. Sorry you can't see my face at the moment. The reason being is it doesn't like my screen recording software doesn't always like having the video going and videos within programs like Zoom at the same time. So it doesn't matter. You can see me in a second anyway. So yeah, so when you load up Zoom on a computer, this is pretty much what it looks like. Hopefully, you can get it on iOS devices, you can get it on your phones, you can get it on Android, you can get it on tablets, you can get it on all sorts of stuff. And it's really easy to set up a meeting and join. So I'm just logged in with my Google account at the moment, and it took me a few seconds to sort that out, so really simple. So I've got a few options in here for new meeting, join stuff. We're going to have a quick look at some of these settings to start with. Okay, so I'm not going to go through everything. Also, there's a few options in there to start when Zoom and Windows starts and things like that, and then to full screen automatically when starting the meeting, etc, etc. Got some video settings. Here I am. Hello. You can enable HD. Don't really know if that looks much different other than just sort of zoomed out slightly. You can probably see one of my dogs behind me just here. You can touch up your appearance. This is a bit weird. So you might see it smooth my face out a bit. I look about 10 years younger, but I think that's I find that quite creepy actually. So I won't be putting that on. There's a few options for meetings and things in there. You can spotlight your video when you're speaking and stuff like that. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to go through everything. Audio settings and things in there as well, to testing your speakers, etc. Settings for screen sharing. So one thing Zoom is pretty good at is if you're in the middle of a video meeting with someone, you can just, if you want to, just quickly share your screen as well. So if you want to sort of demonstrate something in a piece of software or whatever, it's quite quick and easy to do that. There's options for like text chatting as well in there. Like I said, I'm not going to go through all of these. I'm sure you can have a look at these in your own time as well. This one's quite a fun one. You can have a virtual background. Best to have a solid background colour behind you though, because otherwise this happens and it looks pretty strange. Now I don't have a green screen unfortunately, but what I do have is a green tea towel. Next best thing. So so if I just move my tea towel up a second, hopefully. That's not going to work. How's it? Right, I'll just pop that behind my head and move forward a little bit. Oh, that's because, let's just choose that green. There we go. Right, so I've chosen the tea towel colour, so it's picking up the green on the tea towel. It's quite clever, really, isn't it? Like a little magic trick. So I don't think there's any danger of anybody thinking I'm in San Francisco during lockdown. So, but just to give you an idea, obviously, if you had a background with a more of a colour image to it, then that would probably work a bit better. Sorts of work, so kind of works about, but yeah, not brilliantly. But yeah, that's quite a fun little thing. Anyway, you've got a few choices of backgrounds and things in there as well, so you could make it completely blank background if that's easy for somebody to see, for example. Another thing you can do with Zoom is you can record things through the program as well. So I might do that for the next part of the video, and actually sort of demonstrating the video chat just using the Zoom recording feature. Obviously, you can set up profiles and purchase extra features, etc. It's got a statistics option in there with a few bits and pieces on there. Now, this is what I want to look at. This is keyboard shortcuts. So, similar to lots of programs, there's loads of keyboard shortcuts, and you can tick or untick which ones you want to use. If you're not sure what that means, so global shortcuts are keyboard shortcuts that can be used even when the Zoom app is not in focus. So basically, it means if you tick that, if you've got another program at the front of Zoom, then the shortcut will still, Zoom will still take over those keys and will act on those shortcuts. So you can have that on and off. So yes, there's quite a few different things in there. So things like changing focus when you're in meetings, switching to speaker view, switching to gallery view, lots and lots of different keyboard shortcuts in there. I'm not going to go through every single one. Starting and stopping videos, muting people, unmuting people, all sorts of stuff in there. Cloud recording, local recording, switching your camera, raising your hand, ending the meeting, all sorts of bits and bobs. Like I said, I'm not going to go through every single one. So it's worth just having a quick look through those. Obviously, there's quite a few different ones in there, and like everything else, if you just start using it a bit more, you'll get the hang of it and get used to them. It also got accessibility in here. So yeah, if you haven't got closed captions going, you can change the font size of that in here as well, and it gives you a bit of a there we go, and it gives you a bit of a sample of how that will look underneath. And you can have things like always show meeting controls. You can change your chat display size as well, so you can make that nice and big if you need something a bit more zoomed in. Okay, so I'm just going to close that for the moment. Okay, so we'll have a quick go at a video, and I'll try and quickly demonstrate a couple of bits and pieces. But those are basically the accessibility features in Zoom. Now, did I take my background back off? I think I probably did. Yeah, I don't really want San Francisco in the background on here. You can also mirror your video in there as well if you particularly want to. Okay, right, so I'm going to stop the video there for a second, and I'm going to use these screen recording features within Zoom itself. So the next part of the recording will all be recorded within Zoom rather than with my screen capturing software, so it'll be interesting to see what the quality is like. So see you in a second. Okay, welcome back. So I am currently recording within Zoom itself as this recording feature, and I am once again talking to myself. So I have Zoom running on my mobile phone at the second. So I'm having a chat with myself on there. And it's quite easy to set up and get going, really. It gives you a meeting code and a meeting password when you start a meeting. With some options on the side, and then you can just join in. So it's got a screen share feature, so I'm just going to share my screen a second. Hopefully this will work okay. So I'm currently sharing my screen, so you can still see me and me in the corner over here. There's a few different options, things in there, but I can also show different things on the screen as well, so that can be quite useful. For all sorts of things, really. You can annotate and stuff like that as well. I've not had to play around with all these features yet, but you can do all sorts of fancy things, and yeah, some quite nice options in there for screen sharing. So yeah, so that's the screen sharing feature. You can also pop in here a second. You can put people in waiting rooms. You've got, the host has got full control over the meeting, so they can mute the other person or stop their video and things like that if they want to. In terms of accessibility, though, unfortunately, I can't show you a little bit more with the closed captions and things, but I think you hopefully got a bit of an idea with the keyboard shortcuts and some of the options in there, and changing your background and that sort of thing. So yeah, so that's basically Zoom. I'm just going to go back to stop sharing my screen a second. So yeah, so there's a few different bits and pieces you can do. You can put reactions in videos. You can also have a text chat function as well, which you probably won't see on my screen at the moment because it's just recording the video. I don't think it'll actually be recording the text chat as well, but it might do. I'll have a look at that in a minute. So yeah, so thank you very much for watching. A bit of a shorter video than the Teams one. And some things work okay again, some things don't because I don't have the full access to everything. But hope that's given you a bit of an idea, and my double chin's not showing too much on my phone there. So thank you very much for watching. Any questions or comments, please subscribe if you want to, and speak to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.